Hello, incoming freshmen to Davis County High School. I'm excited to be discussing scheduling information with you. I know that this is a very exciting time for you as you are planning your upcoming 4 years at Davis County High School. And I know that also a huge part of your high school experience is your scheduling. And I know there's a lot of work that goes into this, both on your part, on your parents, on teachers, and from guidance at Davis County High School. And we all work together to ensure that you have a schedule that is helping you be set up for the best success that you can have while you are in high school. So I think the information that I'm going to share is going to be helpful for you in making choices because you do have a lot of input in your schedule while you are here. So I wanted to explain a few things with you. My name is Miss Campbell. I am a school counselor here at the school, and I work with students with the last name E through J. So if your last name is E through J, I'll be your counselor for lots of different things, whether it be for scheduling or for any personal counseling needs that you may have. My contact information is on here. However, I'm not the only counselor in our building. There are actually four of us, and the names are listed there. Miss Kelly Powers works with students with the last name A through D, Miss Tommy Jo Leisner, K through Q, and Mr. Neil Hayden, R through Z. We also have lots of others at our school who are working with students while they're here for the 4 years. Miss Nicodemus is our Youth Service Center coordinator. Mr. Pippin is here as well as our college career readiness counselor, and Amanda Jerome is our CCR district coordinator and the Empower You director. You'll hear me reference some of these programs a little bit later on, so I wanted to go ahead and give you some names of some people that you'll be working with at your time at Davis County High School. A few things that you will need as we're working on scheduling, a few supplies. This information was already mailed home to you. There is a screenshot there of a letter that was mailed home to parents, basically just welcoming you and telling you that we're excited to work with you on the scheduling process and provides a little information that you will need. There is also a recommendation sheet that we will look at in a minute. That is what your teachers will be filling out for you. They won't actually be filling it out on paper, it will be on Infinite Campus, as well as a freshman elective sheet that is going to help you in making your choices for elective classes that you want to take. The scheduling handbook is online and it's available for all to access on the Davis County High School website. So if you go to that on the left hand side, there is a section that says scheduling information, and there's a schedule handbook there that will provide as much information as you could possibly want on the schedule and diploma types, course descriptions, just lots of good information for you. Let's go ahead and get started by talking about diploma requirements. Now, at Davis County, actually, it's not just high school, it's Davis County Public Schools. So, Apollo uses this as well. We have three different diploma types that you can choose from: the career diploma, the college prep, and the honors diploma. There are a couple of basic differences here as far as, and this is a good outline of it. I'll show you another picture in a minute. This is a good outline for you to use as you go throughout your years at Davis County High School, and you can mark off which classes you've already taken. And that way you have a general idea of what else do I need to take in, let's say, the math department, for example, or any of your other departments. But basically, these are the differences between the different diploma types. Let's go ahead and start first. I'm actually going to work a little bit backwards here. The career diploma, this is for a student if you are not planning on attending a 4 year college. Maybe you're thinking about not going to college and do, or maybe you want to do a technical route or possibly study a trade. That is absolutely fine. And so you might want to look at the career prep diploma type. Then there is the college prep diploma. This does require the Algebra 2, the 2 years of the same foreign language, and a lab science. So that would be chemistry or physics. And then there's the honors diploma. With the honors diploma, you are still getting all of the other classes from the career prep and the college prep. But the difference is that you also take 3 years of the same foreign language. So at Davis County High School, that would be Latin 1, 2, and 3, or French 1, 2, and 3, or Spanish 1, 2, and 3. And in addition to that, you would choose 5 AP classes at a minimum. And with setting that up, that is setting yourself up for that honors diploma. I want to go ahead and say you do not have to make a firm decision about which diploma you want to pursue while you're going into your freshman year. That's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of things that might happen when you're in high school. Some changes can be made. That is perfectly okay. So please remember, you are not locked into one certain diploma. Let's say that you start taking classes and you are not taking as many pre-AP classes at the beginning of high school, and you think, you know what, I can do this. I can take some more rigorous courses and I can handle this. You absolutely can choose for AP classes later. That is okay to do. Same thing if you decide that you don't want to do honors diploma later on, that is okay too. So you are not pigeonholed into one area by a choice you're making as you're entering your freshman year. So please remember that. Okay, the first sheet that you see here, the freshman recommendation sheet, this is what your teachers used as they were putting in recommendations for you in Infinite Campus in your academic planner. Your English, math, science, and social studies teachers each recommended you for a particular course as you go into high school. When you get into your academic planner here very soon, and you start to put in your course request, you should see those course recommendations from your teachers. Now, we always like to say that we do highly recommend that you stay with the recommended class that your teacher made. That is because your teacher has worked with you for at least a year in the subject area in which they are recommending you. So they know your strengths, they know what you have been learning in your class already. So we do say that to stick with that as much as possible. However, if you and your parents have a conversation and you decide that you want to choose a different route and you want to take a class other than what they have recommended you for, this is your time to go ahead and change that. So when you go on the academic planner, you will delete that and you will put your own recommendation in there. Just remember, they did recommend you for those courses for a reason, but yes, you do have the opportunity to speak with your parent and make a change to that if you would like. So you can see the English, math, the science, and the social studies, your teachers will recommend you for that. And then the ones over on the right-hand side there, the health and the PE, the band, the ROTC, those are not necessarily recommendations, but those are there because some students are going ahead and putting in that information for those courses. I'll explain a little bit more in a minute. So again, you will see these already. For English, there are some choices. There's English 1 CP, English 1 CP Excel, or English 1 Pre-AP. Let me explain the leveling of classes at Davis County High School. The first level of the class, the most basic level, is college prep. So that is the most basic level of class, college prep. Then, if you go one step above that, one step that's a little bit more accelerated, a little bit more rigorous, so it may move at a little bit of a faster pace, that's going to be your accelerated class. One step above that is your pre-AP class. The pre-AP classes are helping you prepare to possibly take an AP class in that subject area in the future. It does not mean you have to. It does not mean if you take a pre-AP class, you have to take the AP class later on. You do not, but it is help preparing you for that if you do choose to do that in the future. For math, you can take Algebra 1 CP, so again, college prep, that's your basic level, or Algebra 1 Pre-AP, or Geometry CP Accelerated, or Geometry Pre-AP. That is if you have already had your Algebra 1 credit from middle school, or if you've already had Algebra 1 and Geometry credits in middle school, you can go into high school with the Algebra 2. I also want to say that intro to algebra may be recommended in some cases, and this usually goes with the Algebra 1 class. It typically shows up in your schedule as Intro to Algebra 1 your fall semester, and then Algebra 1 your spring semester. Again, your math teacher has already recommended you for courses. Please look at that and make sure and have a conversation with your parents and make sure that this is what you are deciding on as well, but they have already made these recommendations for you. For science, you can either be recommended for integrated science, or if you want to do an AP class your freshman year, you can do AP Environmental Science. An AP class means Advanced Placement, and that is a college level class. At the end of the year, we give AP tests, their advanced placement test. If you make a qualifying score on that test, then you earn college credit for that class. So essentially, you can earn college credit while you're taking a high school class. Please be aware that with the AP classes, that, like I said, this is college level. So it typically does require time outside of the classroom that you need to do additional work, either reading or writing, studying. So please make sure when you do sign up for these AP level courses, you are prepared for that. You have the time to commit to that and you want to do this. Our AP classes at Davis County High School are very successful, so I do encourage you to take these courses if you have been recommended for them and if you feel confident and prepared that you want to do this. I recommend it as well because our courses, they've been very successful, but I just want to make sure you know what you're getting into before you do take those classes. For social studies, you could be recommended for world history, either CP, which is college prep, or world history pre-AP, or again, there is an AP offering in social studies like there was science, and you can take AP human geography. Now, if you are a student who just really is interested in social studies, you really enjoy that, you can take two classes your freshman year. You can double up, is what we call it, where you take world history and you take AP human geography all in the same year. If you look back at the courses that you need in order to graduate, the graduation checklist, and I'll put that right here. You will notice that for social studies, you need not only world history, like you take your freshman year, you also need a personalized social studies class so that AP human geography can count as that personalized class as well. So if you take two of those your freshman year, they can count for both of those options. Or if you just want to take one, that is completely fine as well. The next that you see here, the next sheet you see, is a freshman elective request sheet. Now, at Davis County High, you do have a lot of options on elective classes that you can take. So this is giving you the list of options that are available to you as freshmen. There are prerequisites to some classes here at Davis County High, and so that those are not on this sheet. So what you see here are classes that you are eligible to take. You are able to take these classes without particular prerequisites. So you will want to go through and take some time and choose the ones that you want to take the most. And in a bit, you will watch a video that will show you how to put those course requests into Infinite Campus on Academic Planner. This is just giving you a visual of things that you will see there so you can go ahead and know what you want to choose. We do ask that you put four choices as electives and four choices as alternates. And let me explain why. With there being over 1,800 students in this building, scheduling is pretty difficult and scheduling is very tight. Classes are pretty full. And we want to get a feel for what classes you are most interested in. However, your first choice, your second choice, your third choice may not be available to you for several different reasons. One, the class, by the time it gets to you, and we're doing your scheduling, the classes that you said may be full. Or another thing that comes into play sometime, let's say that you requested a certain class, but you requested another class that you must have that's one of your core content class. They may be offered at the same time and the same time only. So sometimes we run into scheduling conflicts like that. So the more options you can give us, the better. The more options you give us, the more opportunity you have to have classes on your schedule that you are happy with. I do want to go ahead and let you know now that you do need to put these course requests in. It is very, very, very important. We will go through scheduling and we will schedule students who put their course request in first. We then will go back and schedule students who did not put any electives in their request. We then will go and do those last. So make sure that you put your course request in. That way, there's a bigger chance you get classes that you are wanting to take. Remember, this is kind of your wish list as what you would like to take, and we do our very best to make sure that that happens just as closely as we can with the seats that we have available for our students. I also want to say it's important to put this information in because schedule changes are very, very, very limited when the school year begins. That is, again, because we have so many students and we are trying to make sure everyone is in the classes that they need to graduate first. That's our first and foremost concern. Then beyond that, then we try to make sure that students are in classes that they requested as much as possible. But schedule changes are usually restricted to just if there is a problem as far as a graduation requirement. Like, let's say something crazy happens and you end up in a sophomore or junior English class that you're not supposed to be in. Maybe something was input wrong in Infinite Campus, or just something wasn't correct. Then we will make that schedule change because that is something that is required for graduation. But as far as electives and choices, those schedule changes are not usually made. So it's really important you pay attention to these things and make sure your scheduling is correct as you're putting in these requests. So again, you will choose 4 electives and 4 alternate choices when you put those classes in to your academic planner on Infinite Campus. You will have options in different subject areas: agriculture, art, business, family and consumer science, PE, and technology. There are some year-long classes: band, choir, orchestra, ROTC, Empower You, and I will explain that a little bit more in a minute. But your band, your choir, your orchestra, ROTC, those are a year-long commitment. And so with that, it makes the scheduling a little bit tighter if you are taking those classes. It obviously can be done. We have lots and lots of students in those subject areas, in those programs, but I do want you to be aware they are year-long commitments. And the Empower You Academy, you should have received some information from Amanda Jerome and Trey Pippin. Those applications are all available online. I believe there's already been a parent night or two for that information, but that is referring to the different academies that are available to students in engineering, in life science, and in the agriculture academies. Speaking of the OCTC options, Mr. Pippin will work with students with this. I want to go ahead and say it is a bit early for you as an incoming freshman to put this on your schedule request. You will not request dual credit classes yet unless it's in possibly the Empower You Academies. That's a little bit different. But that first option you see here, dual credit or Gen Ed College, application required, and technical programs at OCTC, application required, those will be available to you once you move on through your high school years. I want to go ahead and tell you now and just really encourage you to start off your high school experience the best you can. Make good grades, stay on top of your work, turn in your assignments, check your grades on Infinite Campus. All of this is very important because if you want to do programs like you see listed there, you will need to have good grades. You will need to have passing classes. You can't do these programs if you are behind on the classes that you have to graduate. So I just want to go ahead and start putting that information out there very early on. Start your high school experience and do very well. Work really hard. Ask questions when you have them. That way, any opportunity that might be available in a year or two or three, you want to make sure that you're set up for success and you can take advantage of those opportunities. Again, the Empower You Academies, there's been information that's been emailed and sent to parents and to students. The contact information is listed there. Trey Pippin and Amanda Jerome. Those are the Empower You Academies in Agriculture, Engineering, Life Science Academy. If you are interested in those, make sure you're taking care of that now. I know that there is a deadline for the application. All of that information is available on the DCPS website. And again, that information has been emailed and sent to parents and to students as well. As far as what to expect at this point, by the time you're watching this video, the teachers have probably already taken care of the course recommendations for you, and that is probably already in your academic planner and Infinite Campus. So that should already be taken care of. In a moment, you will watch a video that Mr. Aaron Yiser will explain and go into detail how you will go into Academic Planner and Infinite Campus and put in your course request for electives. Again, please be sure and also check those course recommendations. Speak with your parents. Make sure that this is what you are also wanting as you go into high school for those courses. This is the time to make sure that you approve of that, or if you choose to make a change, this is the time to go ahead and do that. The course request, you will take care of this in Infinite Campus. This needs to be taken care of by March 17th. Again, by March 17th. We will begin to pull this information from Infinite Campus after that March 17th deadline, and we will begin to work, check with teachers here in the building and see what classes will be offered and make sure that that master schedule is created so that we can begin the scheduling process on our end by taking your request into account and working on those schedules. Schedules will be ready before the school year begins for the 2022-23 school year. They are usually ready the week prior to school beginning, and you will have access to those. Again, schedule changes are generally restricted to graduation requirements only, or if you look at your schedule and you see you are in a class that you are not able to take yet because you haven't had the certain prerequisite to meet it, that should not be the case if we're following teacher recommendations and the electives that you have in front of you that you are able to take. However, we understand mistakes do happen from time to time, and if they do, then we certainly will look at that schedule and make any changes that we need to. But as far as just making schedule changes, due to wanting to take a different elective and things like that, we are not able to grant those schedule changes at the beginning of the school year. So I just wanted to make that clear at the beginning. That way you can make the request that you want to make and understand that we do the very best we can to get everyone scheduled as they wish, as they want. So at this time, you would typically watch the video. If you just have this PowerPoint, this is where you would click on that, and Mr. Yiser would walk you through the academic planner in Infinite Campus. So again, the scheduling handbook is available to you on the Davis County High School website. You can see that. If you wanted any more information on the electives that were on the freshman elective sheet, this is a good place to go. Each and every class at Davis County High School has a course description. So let's say you read a class on there and you're thinking, I'm not exactly sure what they do in that class. You can go to that scheduling handbook and read the course description for that class to give you a better idea. So that is good for you to know that you can access all information from the Davis County High School website. Again, you will watch the video that discusses how to enter your request in IC. Please make sure that you are reviewing all of these choices with your parents. Make sure that if you do have any questions, you can check in with either someone at your middle school or with your Davis County High School counselor. And if you have any questions as far as OCTC or any of the academies, then please see Mr. Pippin through email or Miss Amanda Jerome. Again, we are so excited to have you at Davis County High School next year. I can't wait to see your faces here in our halls. And we look forward to meeting you, and we look forward to you learning here at our school. And please reach out if you have questions, and know that we are here to help you. And we are so excited about the upcoming school year.